way to get mobile distribution is very unique to our company. To go back to the beginning, we were making these little movies that played on cable in the 1990s, and then we flipped over to doing them for the internet in the year 2000. We did a big deal with WarnerBrothers.com. I moved out to LA and bought a condo in the Hollywood Hills. Life was great until the internet went flop, right? And then I started doing them for pocket PCs, and when that yielded, you know, enough revenue to buy a hot dog, I got contacted by CTIA, the mobile association called CTIA, and they asked if it would be okay to take one of these films that they saw playing on a pocket PC and put it on a mobile phone, and I said absolutely yes. And so in April of 2003, in New Orleans, the CTIA convention was, I don't know, 100,000 people. 3,000 of those people stood in an auditorium and watched Bill Gates and Ted Turner on stage, and they talked about how mobile entertainment was the wave of the future, and they actually showed a video on a cell phone. This is April 2003, right? It's the first time this ever happened to a public audience, and that was my film. So from that moment on, I was known as the guy. Fun Little Movies was known as the company that could, you know, do movies on cell phones. And so in 2004, we launched a channel on Sprint, which exists to this day. And if your viewers subscribe to it, I will personally mail them $1. From the moment I just talked about, when we launched on Sprint, we've gotten more and more distribution. So we've got Microsoft, we've got Verizon, we've got iPhones, we've got Vio, Rever, Jamba. I mean, we have 50 different contracts all around the world. India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, you name it, somewhere in the world we probably have mobile video playing there. Licenses and contracts for mobile video fall into basically 3 buckets, right? One bucket is subscription, where people pay to subscribe to our Sprint channel, and we're very thankful for that. And Sprint charges you $4.95 a month for that subscription. It's just like HBO. You can watch as many movies as you like. And then we get a portion of those revenues, and we take those revenues. Half of it goes to the company, and half of it goes to the content makers. Because we license content from other people, and because we co-produce content with other people, in addition to the content that we produce, sometimes that 50% will go towards, you know, there's a kid in Albuquerque that's producing stuff for us. Or it could be, you know, a big giant company like HBO, or it could be our own videos as well. So that's where that money goes to. That's one way to get mobile video revenue. The second way is from downloads. Just the same way as you pay to download a song on iTunes, people pay to have a video downloaded to their phones. That never really caught on here in the States, but it was very big in other parts of the world, especially in Europe. That was kind of the big money. It's kind of going away at this point. It's not really a big source of revenue. What's replacing it is the third way, which is advertising revenue. And that's where somebody like on an iPhone, on the vSnacks application, you'll see a video play and then a commercial, and then a video and then a commercial. And there's things called CPMs, cost per thousand, where if 1,000 people see one of our videos, we get a check for X amount of dollars. The delivery between the final cut output of a high-resolution QuickTime and getting it onto a mobile device is really complicated, and it's a lot of steps, and there's a lot of people involved. Basically speaking, in a nutshell, you take the high-res QuickTime, you dumb it down to an H.264 or an MPEG-4, or occasionally a 3GP file. Those files are then shipped to a company that ports video to the handset, right? So right now we work with a company called Wireless Developer Associates in Michigan. And they will take that video and they will then format it specifically for each of the 120 different handsets that exist right now just on Sprint.